right, good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. Thank you for checking out my channel, checking out this video. As you may or may not know, we work on a lot of odd little cars. Subaru 360s are a fan favorite. The Renault Dauphine has been a project that's been ongoing for many years and seems to be wrapping up. It's doing fine. We had a few hiccups and bugs to work out, but other than a nice long highway tour test, if it doesn't overheat, I think it's good mechanically. So we're going to move on, and we have a few cars that have been waiting in the wings, namely Isettas. These cute little things hail from Germany, and they are just cute as a button. As you can see, we've got IMA here. This is IMA BMW from Idaho, queued up in the bay, and we're going to see if we can get the battery charged and figure out what ails IMA. It's got a laundry list of things we need to take a look at and see if we can get this car ready for the show season. So today I'm going to be doing an assessment, an inspection, and going through the car head to toe and just see what's going on and see what ails IMA. So let's get working on it. I did turn the gas valve on. You can see there's a little puddle of gas there. Battery is dead. I'm going to charge that and then just kind of work through some things and see if we can get her back into her former self. Good shape. Okay, let's get to work. Okay, so we got IMA charging up here, and as any unknown car comes in the shop, you got to do the basic checks. So we're going to look over IMA's engine here real quick and just see how she's put together. I got my light on here, it's kind of flashy. Let's turn that off. Whoop. So typical BMW Isettas have a 300, actually it's a 299 cc one-cylinder four-stroke engine, produces about 13 horsepower. We have a side draft Bing, a gravity feed fuel system, and this car is equipped with an optional Pertronix electronic ignition kit, which makes them run great. It takes place of the points, which are normally underneath this cover. It's fan cooled, draws in air from the side cover here and blows it up and over the top and cools the engine. Now this engine has been problematic for the customer since it was rebuilt. It's been fouling plugs. So the first thing we need to do, since it's air cooled, is check fluids. You can see I've got gas. I got the gas valve turned on and it's dripping a little bit out the thing, which is good. That means we've got good gas flow. However, let's check the oil. A little dipstick here on the side. Just see what the blood of Irma is like. Okay, we got oil, but it is, you can see it dripping there, and it's completely fuel saturated. That oil is bad. I'm going to change the oil before we go any further. There's no lubricity or lubrication qualities to that oil. It's all fuel, and that's sort of what I suspected. I looked at the plug earlier. This engine was rebuilt by a reputable person, and I think we might have a carburetor issue. So I'm hoping so. So I'm going to change the oil first before we even try to start it. Only takes a couple quarts. We are now draining the oil out of IMA. You can see it's pretty black for a new engine. It has a ton of fuel in the oil. I don't even want to start the engine on this oil. And I've noticed when I turn the gas valve on, carburetor overflows pretty immediately, which is good. Typically we have trouble getting enough gas to the carburetors because this is a gravity feed system. The fuel line just basically runs directly from the bottom of the tank. And of course, if you're not aware, the tank is right here. It's right below the package tray in the car. So it's a gravity feed system. But typically we have drain problems, or the line gets kinked, or somebody puts a filter in it. We have issues. This has a glass filter. The glass filter is full. We actually may have to restrict that a little bit. It's getting too much gas too quickly, and I think it's overflowing the float. We're going to check that, and the idle mixture, a couple other things. But I got to get this oil out of here before we even start that, because I can tell, I can smell that oil. It just smells like fuel, and you can't have fuel in the engine. These things have very, very low oil pressure. I think it's 5 pounds or 7 pounds max, but we need the best oil we can in this thing. Oh, and if you're asking or wondering what type of oil do you put in an Isetta, so I use 2050. It's pretty standard for air-cooled engines, and that's GTX is really, really good. So we're gonna let her drain here, and we're gonna fill up whatever it is, 1.5 quarts or 2 quarts. See what she'll take. This might have a deep pan on it. I'm not sure. I think it's 2 quarts, and then we'll see if we can fire up and figure out the tuning issue. So we're gonna start. Okay, so we got IMA all charged up with their battery. Made sure the contacts aren't going to hit the bottom of the seat. The contacts are tight. Oil has been changed. Took 2 quarts plus a little bit. I'm going to turn the gas back on. I have a feeling that there's an issue with, hey Stella, how are you? Come here. You want to get pet? Oh, you're just going to pretend like you don't know me? Well, it's a nice day. You go out there and lay in the sun, little girl. You have fun. Get your belly warm. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, we're going to start the Isetta. I'm going to turn the gas on, and I think it's going to fire up just fine. I have a feeling it's going to run rich. So gas valve here, all the way to on. I'm not going to turn the choke on. Kind of as I suspected. You can tell that it's running rich. It's just pumping fuel. You can see the exhaust right there. So yeah, she's got an over-rich running condition. See if I can clear it a little bit. Now this car does have the electronic ignition, like I said earlier, which is probably helping keep the carburetor clean, but she's just running way too rich. So I'm going to adjust the fuel mixture and maybe figure out what's going on with the float, if it's flooding over, and then we're going to try again. Too rich, boy, it's already stinking up the shop. All right, so we've been working on our BMW Isetta, aptly named IMA, today from Idaho, and the sun has come out finally. Stella is over there under the bug getting her belly warmed. Oh my goodness, it's been a long time since we've had sunshine. We are soggy and wet. So IMA was flooded, we changed the oil, and we got her running good. Although I think I'm starting to get a feel for what ails IMA, and it's not what I thought. Once we cleared out the fuel issue, got the float set, and got the idle mixture correct, she runs really good. However, she smokes, and I think that's the root cause. It's an oil burning problem, not a fuel burning problem. So we got the valve fixed, we got the carburetor running clean, and I got the spark plug out, and she's pretty oiled up. That's what she looks like. Although it runs really good, I don't see any crankcase pressure. I'm going to do a quick compression test here. Should be about 130, 125. So I'm going to do that while she's warm. You ready? Strong Dynastart, that's good. And we have about 130, which is great, but I think IMA's got a deeper problem. I think IMA might have a valve stem seal issue. I'm going to do a crankcase leak down test, but I think that's good. I don't, it would have blow by if it had crankcase problems. So it's a bummer though, because that means the engine's got to come out. I can't do valve seals on the car on this. I don't think I can. It's just too tight to get up there and work. So, bummer about IMA, but we'll get working on her. I'm going to call the customer and make sure it's okay to proceed. In the meantime, you can enjoy Stella, the shop dog, laying in the sun. She is ignoring me, but her eyes are closed because she's feeling so good. Aren't you feeling good, doggy? Let me rub your belly. Oh, look at all the stuff you got stuck on your belly. You've been off running after squirrels in the woods. Oh, you are so warm. What a nice day, huh? Good day to be a dog.